What's up, Eric? Chris here, the owner of CNP Marketing Design. And in this video, I'm going to show you what you can do to bring more customers straight to your business using a few different strategies that work best in less densely populated areas such as Cookeville, Tennessee. All right. Now, the topics of today are going to be Google Business Profile, as well as Facebook ads and Google ads, and what they'll actually do if you use these strategies. But first off, man, I checked out your website, and over and above all, your website looks awesome. Love the big click to call up here. Love the logo, and everything's spaced out and looks really, really good on your website. But the website's not yet optimized to generate business, but I don't think it's going to be the best option for you anyway. These options that I picked for you today are going to be best because if we look at Cookeville, it is a fairly populated area, but over and above all of these counties are very, very rural, right? Now, if you were in an area such as Knoxville or Nashville or any of the areas around Nashville with a lot of population, with people searching for your services like crazy, other strategies would work better. But I chose these because they actually allow you to dominate entire regions rather than locking down specific areas, which really, really limit you in your case. So the first strategy is going to be going over your Google Business Profile. As you can see here, when we go and look at your map pack, you're not even popping up in the top 3, which is your hometown, right? And imagine how much customers you're missing out on because when people are looking for these, they're going through all your competitors and they're not going to you. This guy is first off a lawn care service, and he's in the top position, right? And obviously he does pressure washing, but you should be up there in this top spot getting those customers as well. Now, by using your Google Business Profile, the cool thing about that is, let's say your Google Business Profile was set up right here. The more power you push to it, the stronger it gets, the larger the area it's going to cover, especially because there's not a lot of stiff competition near you. You're talking about casting a very, very wide net, and anybody searching for any of the services that you offer, you're going to be able to come up in this top position, getting those customers, which makes this perfect for getting local business. Same thing goes with Google ads and Facebook ads as well. You can lock down and target entire regions rather than just having to focus on one specific area. Now, the cool thing about this way of doing Google, by capturing this entire region, anybody already looking for your services, they find you and they call you, right? So they're a lot easier to close on. Now, the Google ads are kind of the same way, whereas you're popping up here in this top position as well, except it's in ad form, right? Now, the Facebook ads, on the other hand, target everybody that didn't even know they needed your services. So when you get everything on the Google side and the Facebook side, you're talking about capturing your entire market of people that, one, knew they had a problem and was searching for the answer, and two, didn't even know they had a problem, was completely oblivious to it. You brought it to their attention and also provided yourself as the solution. So the biggest things to focus on when ranking your Google Business Profile, I'm going to go over with you right now. Now, I don't want this video to be an hour long, so I'm just going to breeze through these. So citations are super important, and this is a directory site that has your business information on it. More specifically, at least your name, address, and phone number, exactly as it's written on your Google Business Profile. Now, there are thousands of these things. Yelp, Yellow Pages, Manta, all these different directory sites. You go in there and you put hundreds and hundreds of citations in there, and that's going to boost your rankings a lot. The more reviews you have and the better you're rated on your Google Business Profile, the higher it's going to rank. If you have more location-based relevance, meaning in the post that you create, in your description, and anything, any kind of content on the profile itself, if you had more, let's say, Cookeville words in there, and you were geotagging your pictures, which means they have sort of a sticker on them that says, I did this job in Cookeville, you're going to rank a lot higher in Cookeville. And same thing goes with all the other areas that you're trying to rank higher in. You want your photos to be optimized for the right file size and file code, as well as geotagged in the areas that you're trying to rank through, trying to rank up in the most. So let's say you took over Cookeville, right? Cookeville's good. You're going to move on to the next area, which might be Rickman, which might be Mayfield, and you're going to continue casting that wider net by changing those geotags and also changing the keywords embedded into your content and your photos as well. So you also want more keyword relevance. So if you're trying to rank higher for a specific service, right? So let's say it's pressure washing. Let's say it's the keyword power washing or power cleaning or roof washing. You're going to want to add that into your content as well. The same thing with the location-based relevance. The more content you put out on any kind of linked social outlet, so let's say you linked your Facebook and your Instagram to your Google Business Profile. The more content you post on that with all of these other principles in mind as well, the higher your Google Business Profile is going to rank, because Google wants to rank brands more than they want to rank businesses, right? And that's going to give you a massive, massive ranking factor, bringing a lot of business for you. Also, your branding. How many social outlets do you have? Do you have one social media? Do you have 10? how well are you posting on those, how many citation sites are you on, how much content is on each of these. That's your branding, right? And your customer interaction on there as well. The more people interacting with these social sites, the higher you're going to rank. And it's crazy how Google knows all of this stuff, but they do. Also in your website, right? So if you don't have local schema coding embedded in your website yet, you need to get that, because that's going to be one of the biggest things that ranks you the fastest, right? If you don't know how to do that, there's some ways that we can do that, and I'm happy to talk to you about that, and kind of walk you through that process and what that looks like. It can be tricky at times. I don't want you to get confused though, so I'm happy to explain that to you. Your questions and answers. If you provide questions and answers on your Google Business Profile, especially with all these other principles in mind, having more keyword-based relevance, location-based relevance, so on and so forth, you are going to rank higher than your competitors. And your accuracy of information across the web, meaning if you have the same name, address, and phone number, everything's spelled the same, everything's written the same, all of the same information on everything that your name is on, you're going to rank a lot higher. If you have websites that are inaccurate or wrong or have wrong information about you, then it's going to deplete your rankings a little bit. Now, there's a lot more to this, but these are going to be the biggest things to focus on. Next one's going to be Facebook ads. Now, if you do this right, you can get leads for about $5 to $15 per lead. If not, obviously it's going to be much higher, but you're going to want to use the best before and after pictures that you have. Really make sure that these are appealing and they're taken from the same position before and after, because you want these photos to look exactly the same, except you want to see the difference, right? Or promo video. If you have a high-performing TikTok or anything along those lines of your process and action that is super engaging, that's going to be perfect for a Facebook ad. Your targeting needs to revolve around your target market and your ideal customer, right? And you're going to be doing this for the ad as well. Writing ad copy, if you're writing an ad to everyone, you're really writing an ad to no one. So you really have to speak directly to who you're targeting. You need to know their demographics. You need to know what they like, what their fears are, what their positive motivators are, what the logical motivators are, and you need to know all these things because you want to speak directly to them. Then you want to get their attention, spark interest, create desire, and call them to action, right? What do they need to do next? And you have to be patient and test different methods because every market is different and is going to react differently. Google ads I really like because they're intent driven and the customer already knows that they want the service, right? So they're much more likely to convert on that and not just be interested in it, right? Now, we can actually analyze the data from the beginning, and you actually have about 3,000 customers or 3,000 prospects every single month searching for services in the areas that are surrounding you, right? And what that means is you have a lot of opportunity for paying customers there. Now, I am just going to leave this information on the screen because I don't want this to be an hour-long video, but go ahead and you're more than welcome to pause this video at any point and kind of read through this, try to get some of this information, soak it in. If you have any questions, please let me know. But this is going to be some important information for your landing page. Landing pages are super important because if they just go to your website, and your website's obviously relevant, you might get some calls. If you have a landing page that actually walks you through the process of exactly what you can expect, and it's also very relevant for the ad itself, it's going to make your ad score higher. It's going to cost or lower your cost per click, which is going to increase your return on your investment for your ads. And then this is the information that you really want to focus on these landing pages as well, right? Now, this is just an ROI example for Google Ads. If you have an average cost per click of $1, if it takes about 10 to 20 clicks to get a lead, it takes about 2 deals to land a customer, and your average cost per deal would be $20 to $40. Your average profit per job, let's say, was only $200. You'd be making about 5 to 10 times higher your ROI on your ad spend or more than that, right? Now, these are just example numbers. We could actually get leads for about a penny, especially in your market where there's not a lot of competition. But I wanted to just kind of walk you through this and explain these different things to you because all of these strategies work, right? It all depends on like what you want, what you're after, and where you want to start though. And I'm not sure what your margins are specifically, but if you multiplied your average profit per job and the number of jobs if you took over this entire region on both Google and Facebook, what could you be making this year if you guys did this? And Eric, this is what I do for a living. And while this video is going to help you start generating a really good amount of revenue, if you want to step it up, go after larger areas, more keywords, or if you just have any questions whatsoever about any of this, you're more than welcome to shoot me a message back, or you can give me a call or text at 330-978-5004. Either way, I would really appreciate just a line of feedback so I know whether or not you got some value out of this video. But thank you so much, Eric. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you soon, my man.